Hall & Wilcox acknowledges the traditional custodians of the lands on which this podcast is recorded. We pay our respects to their elders, past and present, and to all First Nations people joining us today.
Hello, and welcome back to the latest Hall & Wilcox podcast series, Empowered Women, Wealth, Law and Legacy, where we're hoping to empower women to take control of their legal and financial futures. Last week, I discussed estate planning with my colleague Emma Woolley. This week, we're discussing the topic of financial planning, and I'm really delighted to be joined by Laura Perricini. Laura is a founding partner and senior advisor at Oriana Private and has been involved in the financial services industry since 2003. Her expertise lies within superannuation and retirement strategies, strategic wealth advice, risk and asset protection, securities and managed investments. Welcome, Laura.
Thank you, Juliet. It's really great to be here and for the opportunity to be part of the Empowered Women podcast series today.
Laura, when it comes to supporting your clients, what exactly is the role of a financial advisor?
Juliet, I believe the role of a financial advisor is to help clients make smart decisions when it comes to their money. By putting in place simple yet effective strategies, combining this with getting some key decisions right over time, it can make a huge difference to your financial future and the success of your monetary position. You could think of me as a financial coach or a project manager, guiding the strategy and helping everything stay on track no matter what comes up in your lifetime.
So who needs a financial planner and how might they differ from an accountant?
Seeking financial advice can be beneficial whether you have a specific goal or that you're working towards, like building wealth for your family, thinking about superannuation or retirement. Perhaps you're wanting to make sure that your family's protected in the event that the worst was to happen. Or really, if you just wanting to feel more confident about the future and being in control of your finances. A financial advisor plays a very different role to an accountant. We focus on the future, helping clients map out their goals and build strategies to get there. Accountants tend to look more at the past and present. They're great at preparing tax returns and financial statements and helping minimise tax. Both roles are really important, but they serve different purposes. The key is that we can work together to create a great outcome for our clients.
So how do you determine what kind of advice a client needs?
Every client situation is really unique. So I always start by asking a few simple questions. What's important to you when it comes to money? What are your goals now and in the future? And are there any worries or financial concerns on your mind? Once I understand what truly matters to them, I'm able to align their financial decisions with their goals and values. That way they can feel confident they're heading in the right direction, no matter what's happening in the financial markets or in the economy.
So what are some of the specific areas of advice you provide to these clients?
Initially, we help get our clients' entire financial house in order, get them organised, help keep them that way as life changes. Once we understand what really matters to them, we develop a tailored plan that may include wealth building strategies, managing superannuation and their investments, wealth planning, personal risk insurances, and estate planning. We then implement that plan and keep things on track through ongoing advice and reviews. Our role is to keep our clients accountable to make sure that they're always on track and they're not deviating from the plan.
We focus specifically on your female clients. What kind of goals do they tend to have?
It's a great question, Juliet. Some of the most common goals I hear from women include having safety and financial security, being independent and enjoying the lifestyle of their choice, owning a home or being debt-free, starting or supporting a family, and being able to retire comfortably. So really, in summary of that, they're just wanting to take control and be able to make their own financial decisions without relying on someone else.
Laura, do you find that the everyday woman might believe that they really don't need financial planning? What would you say to them?
Yes, I do believe some women do feel this way, Juliet, and they often leave the role to managing the money to their partner while they focus on other priorities like building a career or raising children or holding the family together. But I honestly believe financial planning is about taking control of your future. No matter where or when you decide to start, it's about making informed choices, reducing financial stress, and building independence so you can feel confident about your future and make the most of what you have.
Thanks, Laura. What advice would you give to women looking to achieve those goals and feel more confident about their finances?
The best place to start, Juliet, is getting clear on your financial position, including what you own, what you owe, your income, your spending, and your ability to save. So really taking stock of where you are in the position in your life and knowing what bank accounts you have, what superannuation funds you have, how your loans are structured, and being across the family budget. There's so many helpful tools and apps that can assist you with tracking your spending. More often than not, when women first come to see us, they're not across the full picture of their situation, and sometimes they're spending more than they're earning without even realizing it. We've had clients come to see us who have suffered a loss of a spouse, and at the same time as dealing with their grief, they find themselves having to get on top of the family's finances and making huge decisions that they've never had to make in the past, which causes major stress and anxiety to them. So being across this information at any stage of your life is really important for women. Another important area is superannuation. When women take time out of the workforce for raising children, it often impacts on their super balance, and there's a disparity between theirs and their spouses just because of the time that you spend at home. We help limit this impact by recommending strategies like spouse contributions, contribution splitting, or if cash flow allows, making lump sums to bridge this gap and help reduce the impact when you do retire. Also understanding how your super's invested and making sure you've got the right mix of growth and defensive assets can make a huge impact over time. And thanks to the power of compounding. So just wanting to bring the power of compounding to life. Let's say you invested 100,000 and let it grow for 30 years. This is an example of your superannuation. If you earned an average return of 6%, that 100,000 would grow to around 575,000 over that 30-year period. But if you earn 9% each year, it would grow to nearly $1.3 million. That's the power of compounding. Even a small difference in returns over time can have a massive impact on your future wealth. So being across where your superannuation's invested and making sure that it aligns with your tolerance to risk and having the right mix of growth and defensive assets will make a huge difference to your retirement balance.
That's really interesting and quite profound. I expect that it is also critical to have personal insurances in place.
Yes, that's right. Your ability to earn income is your greatest asset, and protecting that is absolutely essential. Having the right cover in place means that if something unexpected happens, like illness or injury or loss of a partner, your financial goals are not derailed. Having insufficient cover can be devastating, both emotionally and financially, for those left behind. And it's not just about peace of mind, it's about ensuring stability of your loved ones. What you might find is that you do have some insurance in your superannuation. You might have some life or total permanent disability insurance. However, that amount of insurance might not necessarily be what you need. It might be more than you need, it might be less than you need. So it's really important to take stock of that and make sure you've got the right amount of cover so you are protected.
We discussed estate planning in our previous episode. Often estate planning and financial planning go hand in hand. An effective estate plan needs to talk to the financial plan, and the two should be consistent.
Absolutely. It's so important to have a plan in place if the worst were to happen. A valid will, powers of attorney, and superannuation nominations help protect your loved ones and ensure your wishes are followed. If you're a single parent, this planning is even more critical. It ensures your dependents will be cared for by whom you choose and are financially secure, even if you're not there to provide for them. Having a lump sum that can be invested and help support things like school fees and help them buy a home one day or buy a car, you can give them that gift by having a proper estate plan in place, supported by proper insurances. The role of a financial planner is really a project manager. We act as the central contact between your accountant, your banker, your lawyer, and other professionals that you need in your life. And so I recommend establishing your own trusted team of professionals and ensure those people are talking to each other and working in alignment toward your best financial outcome. By these people being collaborative, you'll reach a much better outcome than individuals working separately.
So, Laura, who are the typical clients you work with?
Most of our clients have complexity in their financial affairs. We specialise in working with high net wealth individuals and families who have wealth or to manage, or they may have come into money or will grow to have significant wealth. This could be someone who's sold a business, received an inheritance, or gone through a major life change like loss of a partner or a relationship breakdown.
Thanks, Laura. Financial planning isn't just about money, it's about living the life you want with clarity and confidence. Whether you're building wealth or navigating change, working with a financial advisor can really help you make empowered decisions and stay on track. Thanks, Laura, for joining us today, and thanks everyone for listening. We'll see you next week in the next episode in this series, when we're going to be discussing binding financial agreements, or prenuptial agreements, as they're more commonly referred to, whether it's for you, your children, or for someone you know that may need one. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to speaking to you again next week.
This podcast is not legal advice and should not be relied upon as such. You should always obtain legal advice about your specific circumstances.
General advice warning. The information in this podcast is general in nature and does not take into account your personal objectives, financial situation, or needs. Before acting on any of the information, you should consider whether it is appropriate for you and seek advice from a qualified financial advisor. All opinions expressed are those of the speakers and do not constitute personal financial advice.